Alrighty, boys, no cautions tonight. We're just going to run her out like a demo derby because
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome, race fans, to PitStop TV. Emerson Arden joins me on the mic this evening. Trey Shuttlesworth is on social media coverage. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV, and this is PitStop TV's live coverage of the BRP iRacing series. As usual, we want to thank you for tuning in across our multiple platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We join you tonight from the virtual Concord, North Carolina for the final round of the BRP iRacing Series 360 Sprint Cars season at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. There's never too much to say about Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, being home of SMI, Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, it gets most of the love, but still, this is certainly a world-class facility. Charlotte Motor Speedway, in every way, shape, and form, one of the best, I think, facilities, at least in the country, in the United States. And this dirt track, I think, upholds that reputation. The dirt track at Charlotte, a wide half-mile, honestly, it feels like a super speedway in even these 360s, and just gives us some fast, amazing racing. You can already see we're working in a couple of different grooves. You're seeing the bottom side get worked in pretty nicely. You're seeing those guys get right down on the bottom side of the corners, put their left front on those tires, Emerson, and the other guys, they're rim riding, running that Larson line right up around the wall. We are in for a great night of racing to finish up this season.
Yeah, for sure. And we hear We hear a lot in dirt racing, if you're not too familiar, that the high side is the way to go, and you see them ripping that inside, and it's gonna be really the product of, it's gonna be the reason we have a product of some good racing on corner exit. You see the in the center of the corners, you can see in the middle of the track that it's really slicked off there, so that's why they're kind of having to choose either that outside or inside at this point. The track will reset after practice. And, yeah, it'll give these guys a fresh track to play with when we get to qualifying, and then we'll slightly use for the heats.
Yeah, keen eye there. The middle groove is pretty slicked up. You can see some of the loose dirt that's been kicked up onto it from that bottom groove. That's normal for these guys. They usually use up the track pretty quickly here in practice. Then they get a new track for qualifying heats and so on and so forth. This practice group actually kind of thinning out, so we'll check in on some of the other drivers, see how they're all faring. And actually, before we get to anything in this specific session, in this specific practice and race, we want to talk you through some points scenarios. And actually, the points have not loaded. Well, you know, that'll do it. So we'll try and walk you through it here. I'll actually pull the points back up locally. And essentially, Travis Miller comes in with a 22-point lead. And what that means is, well, to backtrack, these heats and the races, they pay 1 point per position, which means there's 8 points up for grabs in each heat race. Doesn't matter who you are, and throw the lineup out the window. The heats are important tonight just for points, more over anything else. They are important for points because each one of those positions, even in the heat race, pays an extra point to the position behind. That means you can get 8 if you go out and win your heat race. Then, when you go into the feature, same thing, 1 point per position. That means you can get 25 total points. So with Travis Miller entering with a 22-point advantage over Thomas Richard, each having 3 wins this season, it's ever important, even with that big 22-point gap for Travis Miller, to score as many points as he can in his heat race. And it's even more important for Thomas Richard to score as many points as he can in his heat race as well, as Ludovic Busson, our long shot of the evening, coming in at 26 points back. That sounds like a lot when you only have 25 cars and 25 points available in the feature race, but through some math, through some heat race winning possibly for Ludovic Busson, it's still possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these are going to be some of the most important heats on the season. You're going to really be looking to see where they compare, and you're going to maybe be keeping a scratch sheet of paper if you're intensely watching this title battle. Because it can be won or lost in the heats, or at least the scenarios can be set up from the heats for the feature. Of course, this is all also dependent on what the field size is tonight. At the moment, we're up to 20, and I believe we just had another connected, so we're still gaining with 8 minutes left in the practice session. But the more cars, the merrier for Richards and Busson.
And Thomas Richard is actually 19th quick right now. Here are our two championship leaders, if you will. They've swapped wins most weeks until last week at Knoxville Raceway, where Ludovic Buisson stole the show. Thomas Richard getting the wall there out of turn number 2 in his practice session. You see Matt DeRitter now working the bottom side of him. And Thomas Richard's had a very interesting season because he's been one of the best drivers on the track week in, week out. He's got the 3 wins to boot. However, it's just been a couple of random races where he's had troubles. In fact, it's been the last 2 races at Weed Sport, No, backtrack. It was the race beforehand, actually, because Weed Sport he won. It was the race before Weed Sport. I gotta think of which one that was, actually. Williams Grove, where he had problems in the number 3T. And then last week at Knoxville. So, despite being one of the favorite drivers all season long, he just had a couple of races that have not gone his way and now put him 22 points, oddly enough. I think, ironically enough, chasing the number 22, who he now gets the wall here at turn number 2. But Travis Miller is currently 6th in practice, and if we've learned anything, firstly, it means that his practice speed, when it's low, it doesn't mean anything. But when it's high, it means a whole lot, because it means he is one of the drivers to beat. Now working the bottom side of the racetrack through 1 and 2. It's very interesting that bottom side of the racetrack almost has no banking. So if you can get down there and keep the right rear just on a little bit of banking, it actually helps the car. But you've got to be very, very careful with those tires on the inside. Now, I didn't intro us as having Dylan Davidson as we've had all season long because he was having some technical issues. But Dylan, I believe you're here. Welcome back to the booth. I know last week you were away from Knoxville, but we made do, and it's good to have you back here.
It's only an exciting time to be watching these races. We are coming down to the line with 3 people who can win this championship. It's going to be some hard battling all race long here, and expect good things to come from this race. It's going to be action-packed, and I cannot wait to see the feature.
I'm going to try and give us a workaround here for the point standings on the broadcast at least, and that way we can see the entire top 10 as per usual, so bear with us on that regard. Usually it's all preloaded into our overlays tonight, apparently. Despite doing so earlier on, we've had an issue, and we're no stranger to those every once in a while. So if I pull up the Charlotte standings, here we go, and you can see what I was talking about there with the points differences from Travis Miller on back. Thomas Richard, again, even with those 3 wins mirroring Travis Miller, 22 points out of the championship lead. 4th on back, they're all out of it. There's a maximum of 33 points that you can grab, and of course, it's going to be at least 2 points that Travis Miller scores as long as he's here. So even if somebody was 33 points back, they would be out of it as long as he connects and races tonight. So really, the max points they can get over Travis Miller is actually 31 as opposed to 33. Brett Haas at 1 back, well out of it then. Joe Matthews, Adam Hilton, they're sitting in the battle for 5th, 6th, and even 7th there with Kevin Stebbins. Pat Reiser a little ways ahead of Tyler Pachalski, but Pachalski will have to worry about Sebastian Labonte, Emerson.
Yeah, for sure. It really gets tightened up here in the midfield, and we saw a lot of that last week at Knoxville. They were battling hard right up there, actually in the top 5, right? Buisson was gone. But when we did get the green flag run at Knoxville last week, it was intense between some of those guys for second. They were clawing for some points there at Knoxville.
That they were, and speaking of clawing at, well, things, maybe not crawling, I'm... clawing, there we go. Maybe not clawing at points or positions, but they'll be clawing at some grip here in just a little while once they roll out the big block modifieds. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now, but we can confirm. At first, it was going to be the 358 modifieds that these drivers would be wheeling in the next BRP iRacing Series season, but Dylan Davidson has been changed to the big blocks. And I believe you can tell us a bit about how those drive. They're certainly quite the beast, and they're called big blocks for a reason.
Now, the big block modifieds take a big block Chevrolet and put it into a dirt car. And the car, it's a center steer. It's basically a sprint car and a late model combined into one. So they are one interesting car to watch go around the track. They're fast, and it takes a lot of skill to wheel one of those around the track quickly. A lot of wheel spin is another issue with those cars. They're going to have to see a lot of drivers that have good foot control. They're going to be the ones prevailing to the front. A lot of these drivers actually do run the modifieds in real life, and it'll be interesting to see how they can convert those skills into the iRacing platform. So it'll be definitely interesting, and it's going to make for some great racing next season. And it's definitely the other cool thing is those cars look just awesome. So you're going to see a lot of good racing with some awesome cars. It's super exciting.
Absolutely. I've had a chance to mess around with the 358s a little bit this week since they released on iRacing now I think 5 days ago, last Wednesday. And they're certainly really fun cars. I took them immediately to Cedar Lake just to get a feel for them. I could only imagine how these drivers will be in the big block, because when I rolled the big block out for myself, it was troublesome, I'll say that. There's a big jump when you add a little over 100 cubic inches of motor to a race car, and like you said, it is kind of like a cross between a sprint car and a late model. I even throw a modified out there. I know there's a big division between UMP and Northeast modifieds, but there's a little bit of that I think left over just because it is, of course, a modified. It's like if you took a sprint car, put a full body on it, and gave it thicker front wheels. Certainly a whole lot more grip. And it's going to be really, really fun to watch those things go at it, wheel to wheel, door to door, and I expect a good bit of contact. But the good news is, in those cars, you can have a little more contact without completely flipping a car over, unlike these 360 sprint cars. I was talking a little bit about the facility here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, we're seeing things virtually here this evening, but you saw the NHRA Z-Max Dragway a little ways off to turns 3 and 4 here. You're also going to see the big oval come around into view momentarily. Of course, Charlotte spans quite a large property. Most, I think, SMI facilities do. Of course, Sonoma being a massive road course, but Charlotte's got quite a lot to it. There's a 5th mile oval on the back stretch, actually, back behind their big TV. There's, of course, the dirt track that we're looking at, the drag strip, the big oval, the road course, the infield road course, the roval that goes through Charlotte Motor Speedway. I've said before, you could host, I think, 6 different events at Charlotte at once, 6 different races, because there's even a kart track now in turns 3 and 4 of the big oval. So you could do a whole lot with this place. It all looks really good. It is really good as well. And I just like this blimp view that we can see all of it here in front of us. You've got the grandstands there for the big oval. You can see parts of it as well. It's not quite as detailed as the actual track itself, but you even see the screen in the background. And man, there's just so much to take in.
It's definitely a state-of-the-art facility. And even straight down to the camping that they have there, everything is just 100% done right, and it's just a wonderful place to visit if you ever get the chance. Hopefully this COVID situation will subside soon and we can all get back out to these racetracks eventually.
Qualifying now and getting underway, and we'll of course watch these drivers as they get up to speed. One of the first out onto the racetrack is going to be Ryan Susi in his number 38. We've been used to seeing his red, white, and black sprint car be up a little bit towards the front, but I don't think it's quite closed one of these races out like he's wanted to so far this season. He's had a little bit of troubles here and there, and certainly looking to turn things around in the final sprint car race of the season down the backstretch to complete his first timed lap. And I think every qualifying lap is going to be set down on the bottom side and washing back up to the top down the straightaways. Brett Haas actually goes atop the there it is. Ryan Susi now goes first place out of the now 7 that have qualified, 8 as a few more drivers come in. That includes Corby Daniels, Adam Hilton, Joe Matthews. Travis Miller actually sets his first lap time, and he will go to 5th on the board so far, coming around to complete lap number 2. Emerson, we've got big championship implications for every corner of tonight's action. It's going to be super important as well as finishing well in the heat races to start these heat races off well, which means getting a good qualifying time.
For sure. And I mean, how crazy would it be if all 3 of them end up in the same heat? All 3 of our championship contenders, because that would put us all on a platter for us to physically see what needs to be done and what is being done to the points.
Well, it would make our job easy, I think, because we'd be able to see who outscores who as opposed to trying to keep track of that throughout the events.
Yeah, for sure. But also, if there is one in each heat, then we have something to look for in each heat also. It's going to be a fun night, really, no matter which heat they end up in. And, of course, no matter the result, it's going to be a fun night here at Charlotte.
Well, Ludovic Buisson goes to second place on the speed charts here in our qualifying session. Thomas Richard is going to go 10th quick, and somewhere in the middle of the two there in 5th place is going to be Travis Miller. We'll get the full leaderboard up for you as we have 40 or so seconds left in qualifying. Liam Daniels still on the racetrack, I think just kind of coasting around, getting to the pit lane. It looks like everybody aside from Kevin Stebbins has qualified, so we'll wait to see if he gets out onto the racetrack, and he will. I'm not sure he can get 2 laps in. In fact, he cut some of the grass there. I'm not sure if that's legal or not, but I think he's going to try and get 1 lap in at least. It's going to be tough. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. We'll watch it. We'll see if he can here, Dylan.
It's going to be tight, but you see these drivers take it right out to the outside wall, dive down to the inside, trying to make that straightaway as long as possible and reduce the amount of turning in their wheels. As Kevin Stebbins now into 3 and 4, coming around for his first lap, little slide up high, and he's going to make the time, and just in time as we advance to the next session.
And so that is our qualifying session. Ryan Susi takes pole position. I'll hand it over to you, Dylan Davidson and Emerson Arden, with heat number 1.
Right on. So getting ready for heat number 1, we have the field on the front straightaway. On row number 1, we have Ryan Susi and Joe Matthews. We'll fall back to row number 2. We'll find Travis Miller and Randy Giroux. Dylan, take on the next 2 rows.
Starting 5th and number 21, it's Tyler Pachulski. Outside of him in the 23 is Michael Wenner. Starting 7th in the number 2 is Jean-Francos LeBlanc. Outside of him in the number 60 is Brian Berger.
And there we have it. The field of 8 works their way around the dirt track at Charlotte. The 4-10th mile clay oval. We have 2 pace laps behind the iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado pace truck. And what are we going to expect from these heats now with the track? Of course, much fresher, I guess, would be a term than what they were in practice.
It's a wide track, so we're going to see a lot of 2-lane racing and a lot of room for drivers to make moves. We're going to see a lot of guys trying to pull a slide job maybe here and there. But other than that, it's going to be 2-lane racing all the way around for these heat races with this tacky track as we come along to the backstretch and get ready to go green. Pace truck pulls off down to the backstretch.
I'm sorry, yep. All right, I thought there was... No, there is more than 8. We only have 2 heats.
Ryan Susi taking the green. Down into turns 1, Joe Matthews to the outside, trying to make something work. Can't just get it right. But here comes Randy Giroux now to the outside. Travis Miller on the inside. He takes away 3rd position. And they're back onto the front stretch and give that one to Joe Matthews.
And Joe Matthews around the outside. He gets the power down. He gets around Ryan Susi. Now looking to take provisional pole here. But, of course, we have 6 laps to go. Contact in the back. We have one of the green machines going around back there. This is Brian Berger that actually almost made contact with Jean-Francois LeBlanc. He's now looking to get to the inside there of Michael Wenner. They go side by side for 6th.
Randy Giroux trying to power up the top side is Ryan Susi into Joe Matthews. They get squirrely. The big show down to the inside. He takes the lead. Travis Miller down to the inside as well. And they're going to come neck and neck. Travis Miller takes the lead on that lap as Randy Giroux goes to the outside. Travis Miller now pushing to the outside. They're running side by side all the way down. Kevin Stebbins now in the mix as well. Ryan Susi still not out of it, though. He's looking to the middle.
Travis Miller looking to put a huge fork into the championship right here, battling Randy Giroux. Here comes the 30, trying to make it 3 wide. That's Susi trying to get in on the action for provisional pole. 2 laps to go here in heat number 1.
Some excellent racing. Randy Giroux taking the lead and putting a gap on Travis Miller now. Miller up to the outside, trying to find some grip, but Susi to the inside, and he's going to try to put the power down. Can't get enough as Travis Miller takes away the 2nd position. Randy Giroux still leading it. Ryan Susi trying that bottom side again. Travis Miller's going to take the bottom. Ryan Susi to the top, and that's going to be the race as Randy Giroux takes the win. Travis Miller in second, and Joe Matthews. I think Joe Matthews might have actually gotten that one. I'm not entirely sure. He did as well. So it's going to be Randy Giroux, or Travis Miller, Ryan Susie, and Joe Matthews, then Ryan Susie as we advance to the second heat.
So we can confirm there was an issue here setting up our lineup. We had an unexpected 11-car heat. We'll keep you updated on how points pan out with that. But with Travis Miller actually taking second place there, it is going to eliminate Ludovic Buisson from our championship hunt. I don't think it's going to quite eliminate... my brain is not working. Thomas Richard, but it may. And I just want to keep everybody updated on that, and I'll turn it back over to you guys with our Heat 2 lineup, Dylan.
Starting on the pole, the number 72 is Ludovic Buisson. Outside of him in the 84 is Dan Sider. Inside of row 2 will go to Brett Haas, driving number 55. Outside of him in the number 3 is Adam Hilton. Emerson taken away from 5th.
Well, in row number 3, we're going to have Thomas Richard, and 2 is outside Matthew Ritter. That'll be the lineup in row number 3. You fall back. Row number 4, we'll have Sebastian Labonte and Corby Daniels making up row number 4. We'll fall back to row 5, and we will find Scott Breverick. Actually, he'll start 10th to the outside of Liam Daniels for 9th position there in row number 5. And rounding out at the back, we're going to have nobody, because it's a 21-car field tonight. We had 11 in the first heat, 10 in the second heat. And, so there was an opportunity for even more points to go there, provided that points go out in the heats the way they should. But here we go. Double it up, ready to go. 5 rows deep. The green flag is out. Thomas Richard needs to make up some spots. Here we go.
Ludovic Buisson down to the inside, slices up to the high side now. He's making ground as, I believe it's Adam Hilton, dives down to the inside, and Brett Haas now in the mix. He takes the inside, trying to get around Adam Hilton. Can't get enough as Dan Sider now trying to fight for that 3rd position over, looks like there's maybe a little bit of contact or getting a little squirrely there is now Thomas Richard fighting that middle line, trying to get past Dan Sider and Brett Haas. Can't seem to do it just yet, though. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, Thomas Richard still in the 5th position. We ride on board with Thomas Richard as he looks at Brett Haas and Dan Sider. Contact, a little bit of contact between himself and Sider, and now here comes the 88 of Daniels to take advantage. And more contact to 55. That's going to be Sider getting in, a more contact further on back. Sider getting clobbered by everybody.
Major contact. So Richard, not looking good for Richard right now, as no caution has come out after 2 wrecks. Thomas Richard needs to win this heat to advance, or to have a chance at the championship, and it's not looking good for him as there's no caution for those 2 wrecks, and he's lost his front wing now due to the contact. As Ludovic Buisson powers up front, it's not looking good at all.
Yeah, we have a great race on our hands, but unfortunately it's looking like the championship slipping further and further out of the hands of Thomas Richard. But 1 lap to go. Buisson still trying to hold on to the 2nd starting position, but here comes Adam Hilton. We just saw this show last week at Knoxville. Here we go into turn 3. Buisson with the send, and it's going to be able to stick. Buisson will take the win here in Heat 2.
Absolute heartbreak for Thomas Richard as he was involved in a little bit of contact there. Couple wrecks in front of him. Just bad luck, I guess you could chalk it up to be. Very unfortunate, but I'm sure he's still got the chance on the runner-up, and hopefully he can take that home tonight. We'll have to see how that goes.
Well, he has just actually lost that position. Ludovic Buisson now takes 2nd place in points after finishing 2nd in that heat. Winning that heat, rather. And that means Thomas Richard will fall into 3rd, tentatively in points. We'll keep everybody updated as much as we can throughout the night. We now have our 30-lap feature up ahead. Dylan, I'll send it back down to you.
Starting on the pole, it's the big show, Randy Giroux. Outside of him is Ludovic Besson in the 72. Second row inside goes to number 22 and Travis Miller. Outside of him in the number 3 is Adam Hilton. Starting 5th in the number 1 is Joe Matthews. Outside of him is the Beef, Corby Daniels. Ryan Susi in the 38. Starting 7th. Outside of him is Matt DeRitter in the number 17. 9th is going to go to Michael Wenner in the 23. Outside of him in the 84 is Dan Sider. Emerson, take it away from 10th.
Yep, we fall back to row 6. We'll find Brian Berger and Sebastian Labonte. Row number 7, it'll be Kevin Stebbins and Thomas Richard needing to make up a lot of points if he wants runner-up in the championship. Row number 8, Dean Meitzler and Sean Breverick make up row number 8. On back to row number 9, Jean-Francois LeBlanc and Brett Haas. And of course, row number 10 will have Tyler Pachalski, Liam Daniels, and rounding out the back of the field, it'll be Patrick Reiser. The iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado Pace Truck has found the safety of the pit lane. Randy Giroux will lead us to the green. 30 laps from Charlotte coming your way.
Randy Giroux down to the inside, slides it up to the top side, and finds that bite up there as he gains some traction and takes away from Travis Miller. Travis Miller now trying to fight back because they're 3 wide into 3 and 4, almost 4 wide. Ludovic Besson now trying to power to the outside. Contact! Ludovic Besson over. Oh, it looked like it might have been a little bit of neck code or something. I'm not entirely sure what just happened there. Brian Berger now up trying to fight with Ludovic Besson. There was definitely some contact with the wall as there's a caution out now. Not entirely sure what just happened there.
There was a lot that went on there. I saw Dan Sider actually went for a flip on the opening lap, and then Busan almost had his own. If Busan really did truly get a big impact out of that hit, that's going to be a huge help to Thomas Richard to try to take second. We're getting a replay here, and there was more going on back here. And Thomas Richard had his own problems. He got with the 23 car off of turn number 4. There's Dan Sider in the background, and here we go with Richard and the 23. Make contact with the 4. No, this is the lap prior.
So
there's Busan in the wall.
Thomas Richard just powering on the outside, trying to find some traction, and just gained a little bit too much and got into it with the 23 car there, which just stacked them up after that. Thomas Richard, not sure if he's going to face a penalty for that. It's not looking like he is. It's looking like it might have just been a racing deal. And these things happen. You get a little bit of grip on the outside and find a little more speed in the guy in front of you, and there's nowhere to go. Just unfortunate for the field, but we'll bring it back to green and see if they can straighten themselves out after that.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot going on. I was honestly shocked that the caution didn't come out for Sider's flip, but it did come out there, and both of our runner-up in the championship contenders going at it and getting into incidents here. But iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado Pace Truck finds the safety of pit lane once again. It is Randy Giroux, and to his outside, he's going to have Travis Miller, who is, at the moment, our champion. But we're going to go green. Giroux leads us to turn 1.
Giroux trying that inside line in the same move up to the outside. Travis Miller lost a little bit of ground, but find that grip on the outside, powered up. He's down to the inside, slide job up to the top, and he is going to take the lead. No, Randy Giroux takes the lead for that lap as Travis Miller's still got to fight back. Down and there's another caution on the race course. Not entirely sure where that happened. We'll have to check the replays. I believe that's Brian Berger on his side there. I'm not. That's Michael Wenner again. That's Michael Wenner on the on his side. Unfortunate night for him.
Yeah, Wenner, of course, was we got turned by Richard for the first yellow, and this here off of turn 4. Oh, they just stack up in front of him. Oh my goodness, nowhere to go. Francois just moved up, and it was just very, very tight. There's so many cars in such a little space.
Looks like they just coming out of the corner a little hard on the gas, and I believe Tyler Pashilsky also involved in that. But Michael Wenner getting the worst of it as he ends up on his side. He's going to have to be forced to reset. Very unfortunate racing incident, and It was Brian Berger as well. It went for a bit of a ride. He ended up getting back on his wheels, though, fortunately. Unfortunately for Michael Wenner, he's going to have to reset.
Yeah, just given now, Thomas Richard has been given an EOL, I presume, for the previous caution, and then Dan Sider's also been given an EOL. So as the battle for second was heating up, Thomas Richard's quest for second in the championship has gotten a little bit harder. But now we're doubling up and getting ready to go. We're going to be going green with 19 laps to go from the dirt track at Charlotte. Here, the main feature, Giroux, Miller, and what a battle we've seen thus far. Miller with amazing sends, but just couldn't make it stick.
Well, we'll see what happens on this restart. Randy Giroux taking them around nice and easy, getting ready for that green. And he pulls the trigger. We're green onto the front stretch. Randy Giroux doesn't get the jump that he wanted, as he's almost neck and neck as he pulls it to the outside. Now Travis Miller trying for the inside, down to the inside. Going to pull a slide job again. But that's not going to be enough as Randy Giroux down to the inside, and he's going to squeeze Miller up to the top side. It's going to be a battle between these two through the whole night, and there's another caution on the race course. Adam Hilton and Scott Bretherick both involved. Not entirely sure what happened. We'll have to check the replay. It looks like Adam Hilton may have gotten into the wall, and that tipped him up sideways, and just Scott Bretherick careens into him. That's a nasty wreck right there. That was almost full throttle.
Let's see. Oh, contact there with Susie, and there's nowhere to go for Breverick. Bam! What a hit.
That's a hard hit. Not entirely sure what he was doing there. If he just didn't realize there was a wreck going on, but it's kind of hard to see how you wouldn't. Just looks like he tried to turn at the last second. Very unfortunate. That was a hard hit. Hopefully they'll be able to climb out of their chairs all right after that one. That was brutal.
Yeah, Susie's been given an EOL for this, and there's Breverick. Just tough. We saw Hilton make his way back to the pit lane and trying to get that repaired now. And we'll have Dan Sider and Michael Wenner back on the lead lap, or at least they've gained a lap under this caution period. We'll see where they line up. And this is going to be a single file restart. I think we are going to get a single file restart.
Lights out on the pace truck. We have crossed halfway under caution. That means we got 15 laps to go after we go green here as they pace on the back stretch, and the Chevy Silverado pulls to the inside into pit lane. Randy Giroux is going to have the button on this one.
Yeah, Giroux brings him up high. Of course, you want to lead him up high so there's nowhere to pass. And we're green. Giroux with the jump on Miller. We'll see now how Miller's able to try to attack Giroux now. He's going to be starting right behind him down into turn 3. He's going to have to really build up a run here.
Giroux still powering along that outside. He's holding off Miller. We might have a new winner after this one. I don't want to jinx it, so knock on wood, but Randy Giroux holding off the previous champion very well as Miller now trying for the inside. Can't get around him. It's going to be a race to the finish here. Travis Miller sending it up to the top side. Randy Giroux getting that run to the inside, and he's going to take the lead back. Miller's got to try something different. As they go into 3 and 4 and not back onto the front stretch, Randy Giroux leads another lap.
And these crossovers are absolutely insane. Here goes Miller. He's going to look to the outside. Giroux, actually, he goes back up high. Miller with the send, a huge slider. He's going to go way up high, and Giroux's going to take easy advantage of that, but enter a new player into the game. We have Joe Matthews coming in the second. Here comes Miller trying to get a 2-for-1 special on the exit.
And just as you say that, Corby Daniels, the beef, now to the outside. He's in the mix of things, and there's contact.
Oh!
Miller into the wall, flipping upside down into the front stretch. That's going to bring out a caution as Joe Matthews and Miller get into some heavy contact. Matthews drove right into the side of him after the wreck. I don't think he's happy with him, but Randy Giroux must have a big smile on his face after that one because he has just had a ton of weight lifted off his shoulders. It's not over yet, though, as Corby Daniels now, a strong runner, has... But this is going to be catastrophic for Miller as he is leading the points right now. And hopefully he can pull this back. We're not sure if he can or not, but
those other championship competitors are really kicking themselves now for not getting as much as they can in those. Oh, I'm sure they got as much as they can, but for not getting more in those heats, this is really, really looking good for them. We'll have to see how the points shake out, of course, before we can really confirm anything. But right now it's going to be, for the race at least, it's going to be Giroux and Daniels now starting up front, and we'll let you on the pace truck, so we won't know if it's double file. I assume it will be. And enter Buisson back into the mix, and Brett Haas is still up here as well.
So we've got 5 laps to go here, and Miller's going to have to make his way up through this pack. It is going to be difficult for him. We're going to have to keep our eyes on him because we know he's a strong runner. We have seen him come from the back of the pack before. It looks like he's opting out of a quick repair and running as is. Not sure if that's the best idea as the pace truck pulls off. And Randy Giroux has the button now as Corby Daniels hot on his rear end. Is now the green flag comes out and Randy Giroux takes to the outside and turns 1 and 2.
This will be interesting to see how Corby Daniels tries to go for the lead here. We haven't really talked about him much today, but here he comes in the prime position. Buisson now under attack from Haas. He'll hold off on Haas, and we continue now with 4 laps to go here at Charlotte. Top 3 nose to tail. Buisson peeks to the inside of Corby Daniels. He's looking to send a 2-for-1 special for Buisson. Maybe. Can he make it stick? Up top, here comes Giroux to the inside.
Giroux now to the inside. He finds some grip there, slides it up to the top side. There's another caution on the race course, and that's going to give Randy Giroux the lead again. Buisson now second, Corby Daniels third. And we'll have to see where that caution came from and see where Miller's sitting now, if he made any moves through that little bit of green flag action there.
Yeah, we'll see. We're looking at the replay here, trying to find it for you. We can't see it. Looking at an overview of the track, so we'll can't confirm.
Looks like there was a wreck on the front stretch, got spun around, and he kept on going though. So yeah, I believe that is the cause of the caution as the pace truck pulls out behind the field immediately after. Not entirely sure who that was. I think it was a yellow car. That might have been Miller, or it might have been Pachulski. Those are the 2 yellow cars that I'm familiar with on the track, at least.
I'm being told that it was LeBlanc.
Oh, yeah.
That went round.
Yeah, I see that now on the replay. Pachulski racing with LeBlanc here, down in the 3 and 4. LeBlanc just took it high. Maybe a little bit of contact with Pat Reiser. Yeah, it was Pat Reiser. Contact with Pat Reiser. He gets spun around and pulls a 360 and back onto the pace. Unfortunately, the pace car pulled out, and we're going to go with a green-white checkered this time around.
Yep. 2 attempts at overtime here at the dirt track at Charlotte. iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado pace truck finds the safety of the pit lane for potentially the final time this evening. It's Giroux, Buisson, Daniels, and more. 2 laps of dirt track racing action. We're back on it. Giroux, the run. Buisson, a big moment off of turn 4. Can he hold on to second?
Giroux powering that outside line is Buisson now trying for the inside, seeing if he can find anything that nobody has found before, and he pulls a slider to the outside. For Giroux now, he pulls another, just throwing punches at each other, slide jobs after slide job. Giroux's going to take the lead, though, and power up to the outside line as Corby Daniels hot on his bumper, and there's contact between Stebbins and Daniels now into the corner, and that's going to be the race. Randy the Big Show Giroux. The Big Show takes it home, and we'll have to get the point standing after that. I'm not entirely sure who or where everyone's placed. I'm not entirely sure how immediately we can get those standings. We'll have to see.
We won't confirm anything until we know for sure, but what we can confirm is Randy Giroux won this race with beautiful defense against a lot of attacks. What a race for Randy Giroux. And we have been told Travis Miller is the BRP 360 Series season champ here at the dirt track at Charlotte. The 8-race season, it comes down for Travis Miller.
Fantastic racing and a fantastic season here. Travis Miller has been a tough competitor the entire season, coming in with 3 wins at the end of it all. And just fantastic driving through it the whole season. And he's got to be happy. It looked like it was going to be devastation after that wreck, but he has taken it home. He's done it once again. A fantastic driver with another fantastic championship.
It was quite the show. And I'm going to send it up to Andrew so we can carry on with some post-race coverage now of here. We're going to go ahead and actually send it to break here. Don't you go away. We'll have post-race coverage on the flip side. Travis Miller, the BRP iRacing Series 360 champion.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome back, race fans, to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We just saw a total of, 46 laps of racing action, all finishing off the BRP iRacing Series 360 Sprint Car season. And in the end, Travis Miller wraps up his championship. From what I've been told, second championship in a row as well. And the number 22, man, he has really made a run of things lately here on PitStop TV, winning a lot of races, winning now 2 championships here in just the span of a couple of months. And boy, he's got tons of momentum to lean on going into the big block modified season in just a few weeks' time. Before we talk to him this evening, though, of course, we're going to talk to our race winner, Randy Giroux, and for that, I'll hand it down to Dylan Davidson.
Randy, the Big Show Giroux makes it to victory lane first time this season. How do you feel, Randy?
Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I missed what you just said there. Mine was connecting.
All good. I was saying, how do you feel with your first big win in the series?
Oh, it felt amazing. First podium, first win. Car was on point. I don't know. We had a great car in the heat. It didn't qualify as good as I thought I was going to. Qualified 7th, which still wasn't bad, but brought it from fourth to first in the heat, and it was a rocket ship after that. Just held her on the high side there, and had a bunch of restarts that I had to take control of and keep the lead, and we had a couple good slide jobs that and couple battles that were going on too, and it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly had a great time.
For a little while there, you had a lot of heat on from Travis Miller, definitely a top runner. Was that ever a concern, or did you think you could hold on to it and take it away from there?
Oh yeah, I was definitely obviously concerned about the rest of the field behind me. Not only Travis was there, but Corby and 72 car as well. And there's a few really, really good guys up there. Kevin Stebbins too, Brett Haas, Thomas Richard. You know, I was worried about them, but I don't know. We had a rocket ship, and yeah, held on to her, and it was a lot of fun. Car was fast. I got to thank my sponsors. Canadian Tire Fort Erie and Aqua Service Niagara. Aqua Service Niagara is actually watching our live stream as well, so that's really cool. Shout out to Ryan and Crystal.
Awesome. Well, seeing as you got this big win here, you're going to be racing next season with the big block modifieds. What are your expectations going into next season?
Well, the cars so far, what I've test driven them, they drive really well. I'm really excited to be racing with the guys again. Yeah, I'm assuming that, we'll do pretty well. Everybody's going to be learning, of course, because the cars are brand new to iRacing, so we got to take that into consideration, of course, as well. But, yeah, I'm hoping for a good season. Should be a lot of fun. And, yeah, I'm excited. I got my sponsors on board again, too, Aqua Service Niagara. So that's really important.
So you are a student at the University of Northern Ohio, so you know these cars pretty well. You study this kind of stuff. Do you think this applies to any of the iRacing skills that you have? Do you take anything from school and apply it to here? Definitely,
yeah. Going to school at UNOH is definitely an important factor in any racing, whether it's virtual or real life. We have class-specific courses to high-performance steering and suspension, and it all plays a part in setting up these race cars and learning to drive them and everything. And like the school houses their own dirt street stock and UMP modified teams that we race weekly in the summertime. And getting to work on these cars in the race shop at school is definitely a huge help when it comes to doing my own personal racing in my mod light or doing virtual racing here on iRacing.
Well, that's great. Randy, the Big Show Giroux, putting on a show for all our fans tonight. A fantastic run, and hopefully we'll be able to see you back in the podium position next season.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the good stream, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next season.
We'll hand this off to Emerson and our runner-up finisher here. Take it away, Emerson.
Right on, and we're standing by with our second place finisher, Corby Daniels. And Corby, I know you wanted to win that race. I know you fought hard, but first podium on the season, how does that feel?
It feels good, you know. I was trying to run down Randy best I could, but not close enough. A little tight there at the end with the 72 car, but Ludovic races clean, so I wasn't concerned. But just had to keep the foot to the floor and hope it fit.
So what's going through your mind? You're lined up, single file on the outside, going into your first green white checkered attempt. What's going through your mind? How are you going to execute it? And then you get swarmed. What happens then?
Basically, game plan was just to kind of follow Randy for a lap and a half, because I knew there was only 2 laps left in the race. So I was planning on trying to line them up in 1 and 2 if I could. If not, I was gonna give it all I had in 3 and 4. But I kind of saw out of my left eye that Ludovic was kind of running the middle to the bottom. So I decided to stay behind Randy, come down the backstretch and into 3 and 4, and just stay as tight as possible with him as I could, and ended up squeezing it out.
Hey, fair enough. And then I know you kind of run things here, or at least you're an admin of this. So as far as the 360 season goes, how do you think it went, and to you, and how are you feeling about the big blocks coming up?
Good, you know, we've been doing this deal for about a year now, and I really just got to thank everybody that's been involved in running. You know, it was just an idea I had to start this thing, and it's grown way bigger than I ever thought it would. But yeah, as far as the 360s, I thought it was a good season. You know, we had to cut the 2 races short, but I know all the guys are excited about that because we're going to be moving to the modifieds. So now we're going to move over to we're going to have our tryout races for the big blocks, and then we're going to select our top 40 guys, and they're going to go to battle week in, week out here on PitStop TV. So I'm really excited to see it.
Hey, we're ready for it. One more thing, who do you have to thank for your incredible run tonight and this season? Who do you have to thank?
All my guys that race with me. You know, I personally really just don't really have any sponsors. I just out here for fun. You know, I'm just doing it to make sure everybody else has a good time. So, but really, I gotta thank you guys, everybody at PitStop TV. I gotta thank everybody that's involved with the BRP iRacing series. I gotta thank all my admins. They've been doing a hell of a job for me, and I really appreciate them and all my drivers. So, big shout out to all those guys.
Hey, fair enough. Well, congratulations on the second place finish today, and really great thing you got going on here. And we're gonna.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Just shout out to Travis on the championship. I already told him, but might as well say it on the broadcast too.
Yeah, of course. Well, we're going to get ready to talk to him. We actually have Dylan Davidson standing right down with our 360 series champion for the BRP iRacing series.
Travis, you must be just filled with excitement and joy right now with this big championship under your belt. Second one in a row. How do you feel?
Good. It was a really, it was an up and down race. I got a little nervous when we got wrecked there. I thought if the caution didn't come out, it would have been a lot closer than it was. So it was nice to get that caution so we can get the car fixed and get back out there. So, yeah.
So it definitely had a bit of a worry there after that wreck. We thought you might have been a little bit worried. It's definitely hard to come back from a big wreck like that, but you managed to do it, and you managed to take it all home. So what's your plans for next season with the big block modifieds? Are you shooting for the championship again?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of the same. Consistency, run up front and grab some wins, and hopefully we'll be close at the end of it. There's going to be a lot more guys that we haven't raced with before that are going to be in that series, and it's going to be a lot tougher for sure. So just going to have to practice and hope for the best.
A lot of excitement coming up for the next season. Now, this race, talking about a little bit more about this race, as you said, it had its ups and its downs. What was going through your mind at the point that when you got wrecked there. I believe it was later on in the race, 5 laps to go.
Yeah, it wasn't really that fun. I think Joe just he threw a Hail Mary slider in there and kind of just caught the wall a little bit, and we were 3 wide coming out, and it was just real close, and he hit the wall and then banked off, and I was like sliding up as it happened, and he just caught us in a bad spot. Luckily, we were able to flip the car over with the momentum that we had so that we weren't caught on the side. I think if we were caught on the side, it really would have screwed up the whole race for us for sure.
So who do you have to thank for this big championship that you've just claimed?
I just got to thank the BRP iRacing Series for all they do for me. Great group of guys that we run with. You guys for putting on this broadcast. It's always nice to watch. And I just got to thank Gaston's Auto Sales, Brian Fretz Financial, Hingston Metal, Beefy Sports, Coulson Phillips Designs, and I think that's it.
Well, congratulations once again, and hopefully we'll be able to see you back up in the podium and maybe take the championship again next season.
Hopefully that's going to be the plan. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, well, what a race it was tonight. Of course, Travis Miller had quite an eventful night, but he was able to stick it out. We sent it up to Andrew to see. Actually, no, we're gonna look at some of our results here for today's race. Take a look at it there. Randy Giroux, of course, at the top spot. Beautiful defense, leading 31 laps, and I mean, he put it all out on the table. And you heard it in his interview. He was pumped for this win and well deserved. What a great run for him. Corby Daniels coming in second. Ludwig Buisson will end up in the 3rd position. Comes up a little bit short in the championship hunt. Kevin Stebbins 4th. Brett Haas 5th. Thomas Richards 6th. Liam Daniels 7th. Adam Hilton will come home in 8th. Patrick Reiser 9th. And Tyler Pachalski comes home in 10th. Dylan?
Outside of 10th and the 11th position, driving number 26 is Sebastian Labonte. 12th is going to go to Jean-Francos LeBlanc. We saw him with some hard charging runs there a couple races ago. And Matt DeRitter behind him in 13th. Joe Matthews in 14th. 15th is going to go to our champion, Travis Miller. After an unfortunate series of events, behind him is going to be Ryan Susie in that 38 car. Brian Berger is going to take home 17th. Behind him and 18th is going to be going to Dean Meitzler. Scott Bretherick's going to take home 19th. 20th is going to go to Michael Wenner, who had a early night after flip. I believe it was on the 1st or 2nd lap, so an unfortunate night for him. And I believe there's 21 cars, and the 21st car is going to go to Dan Sider, who ended up 4 laps down. These guys were involved in a couple of cautions, and it's just unfortunate to see. It's a hard luck kind of thing, but hopefully they'll all be back next season and hard charging once again.
All right, next we're going to take a look, and we're going to shout out some of our sponsors here. Of course, the BRP sponsors. You have the Bicknell Racing Products, Rival Powder Coating, Matt DeRitter Designs, and of course, Jam Performance. And then where would we be without thanking some of our PitStop TV sponsors? Of course, you have to start off with Sound Art of Tucson, and of course, your picture, your music. You provide the image you want, and they will custom create a beautiful framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com for additional info, and be sure to use discount code PitStopTV at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. Next up, we have Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, and you can contact them at permanentmakeupandcryoinmaine.com, or you can call or text them at permanentmakeupinmaine.com, just that. You can call or text them at 207-358-8683. I'll say that again, 207-358-8683. If you're looking for the best solutions for your permanent makeup concerns, give Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine a call today and book a consultation. You can also find them on Facebook, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, and you can enter one of their monthly giveaways. Enter today, who knows? You might just win, of course. Whiplash Media is PitStop TV's new parent organization, which specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. Whiplash Media is also working on its presence in real racing, offering services such as photography, social media management, and public relations. Go to www.whiplash-media.com for more.
And what a season it was here for the BRP iRacing series. When we started this thing off, we went to Volusia to open up the season. We weren't totally sure how it was all going to go. Definitely a bit of an unknown return, I guess, for PitStop TV to the dirt racing scene, but it's amazing to incorporate dirt racing back into our weekly schedule and to be able to show you these 360 sprint cars for 8 races throughout this season. As we've mentioned a few times through our pre-race shows, once we've known the plans for next season of the BRP iRacing series, we will be bringing out the big block modifieds for, well, season 2 of our coverage. I think it's going to be season 4 or so for the league, and we're very much looking forward to bringing the big block modifieds to PitStop TV. As currently the only dirt league on our channel, it's going to be really, really cool to make that transition from 360 sprints over to big block modifieds. Can't wait to take those some of the bull rings that we have around the country here on the iRacing.com sim. Big things ahead for everybody involved. I do actually want to give an extra thank you once again to all of the series partners, Bicknell Racing Products, Rival Power Coatings and Sandblasting, Matt DeRinner Designs, and Jam Performance, as well as our partners, Tucson Sound Art, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, and Whiplash Media. A lot of work goes into all of this. Thank you as well to all the drivers. Thank you to everybody at the BRP iRacing series, Corby Daniels and all of his admins. It's certainly been a pretty darn good season to get dirt racing back on the channel. But that does conclude our coverage this season of the Bluegrass. Sorry. I've done that a couple of times. I'm very used to saying Bluegrass. The BRP iRacing series. There we go. We at PitStop TV, thank you for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Be sure to join us Wednesday evening for the Bluegrass iRacing series with another week of short track action, this time from the virtual Richmond Raceway. And of course, have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. It'll be a slow couple of weeks up ahead for us here at PitStop TV before getting back in gear for 2021, and that does begin with, I'm not sure if it's the official first race that we'll have in 21, but Bluegrass iRacing series right from the get-go will be some of our first racing. Sorry, the BRP iRacing series. I don't know why those two get so confused for me, but they really do. Regardless, be ready for the BRP iRacing series just on the other side of the new year. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/PitStopTV, on Twitter at PitStopTV_, on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/C/PitStopTV1. For all of PitStop TV, Dylan Davidson, Emerson Arden on commentary this evening, Trey Shuttlesworth on social media, I'm Andrew Cardinale IV, and we will see you next time.